A major tropical system that could become a dangerous hurricane. Several alert authorities warn the Mississippi River has never been this high, with 20 inches of rain now coming. It will test the levees in New Orleans. Rob Marciano live with the new track and the timing tonight. Also tonight, the passenger jet rocked by sudden and severe turbulence 36,000 feet in the air. The jet plummeting, oxygen masks dropping. Nearly 3 dozen passengers hurt, many hitting their heads on the ceiling. The U.S. Coast Guard and a high-speed chase on open water going after a suspected narco submarine. The stunning discovery inside. In New York City tonight, the taxi slamming into a restaurant with customers inside right at lunchtime. Multiple injuries. The deadly virus outbreak in a retirement community. At least 2 patients dead. Dozens more sickened, and we're on the scene. Late today, President Trump suddenly backing down from his promise to add a citizenship question to the census. What he now plans to do instead. The American mother the U.S. scientist found dead. Her body dumped into these tunnels, a former Nazi bunker. And now the new clues tonight. And your money, Amazon Prime this weekend, the items with deep discounts. And the other major retailers, what they're offering now.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. And we begin tonight with that major system bearing down on the U.S., the Gulf bracing. Barry could become a hurricane, but that is just part of the concern tonight. Authorities say the Mississippi River has never been this high, with a storm this size coming. 20 inches of rain on the way. And this is the satellite at this hour. Barry churning right there in the Gulf. Mandatory evacuations have now been ordered for parts of the coast. Meteorologist Rob Marciano leads us off from New Orleans.
Along the Louisiana coast tonight, thousands sandbagging and scrambling to evacuate ahead of Tropical Storm Barry.
We're just hoping that everything will be okay and life and property will stay safe.
In New Orleans, hundreds of floodgates are closed in and around the city. The mayor telling residents there to have a plan and be ready to shelter in place.
You need to have at least 72 hours of food, water, and medication for everyone in the house, including your pets.
Just a day after storms tore through New Orleans and flash flooding swamped this city in just a few hours, Louisiana is facing a new threat for the first time. A potential hurricane roaring ashore while the Mississippi River is still at flood stage, swollen by months of flooding upstream.
This is going to be a major weather event for a huge portion of the state of Louisiana, and everyone needs to pay attention to the track.
New Orleans, sitting below sea level, is the most vulnerable.
Miles of these levees protect this city, but look how close the water already is to the top, and this wind is only going to get worse. Hurricane storm surge being pushed upriver, essentially stopping the flow, lifting the levels, and potentially sending water right into downtown.
The Army Corps of Engineers says though the roughly 20-foot-high levees may be overtopped, they will not fail, nor should the flood walls improved after Katrina.
We're confident that we are not going to have a duplicate of Katrina. However, if you have a storm that has elevations much higher than those flood walls, you're going to get water in the city.
David, officials obviously preparing for the worst. Those Katrina upgrades are going to be tested with this storm, and there's still a fair amount of uncertainty when it comes to the intensity of this storm. That said, hurricane warnings have just been posted as we come on the air across the Louisiana coastline. Tropical storm warnings now up for New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Flash flood watches for Louisiana all the way into the Florida Panhandle. Big rains with this. The center is just less than 100 miles offshore, a little bit bottom heavy, a little dry air to deal with, but there are water temperatures that are in the upper 80s. So we do expect along the path to see intensification, 60 miles an hour tomorrow afternoon, making landfall Saturday morning right around the cusp of a Category 1 storm, and then decreasing in intensity after that. 3 to 6 feet of storm surge, so this river level is going to come up, but the rainfall with this slow-moving system will be in excess of 2 feet. So we will see flood issues here and in towns well inland. David?
Rob Marciano leading us off tonight. Rob, thank you. Also just in tonight, the passenger jet rocked by sudden and severe turbulence, 36,000 feet in the air with no warning over the Pacific. The jet then plummeting, nearly 3 dozen passengers hurt, many hitting their heads on the ceiling. The Air Canada flight made an emergency landing in Hawaii. ABC's David Curley covers aviation.
Oxygen mask dangling in the Boeing 777 right after that severe turbulence.
Half the cabin didn't have seatbelts on, and there was no warning, and then half of them, their head hit the roof.
The Air Canada jet had left Vancouver for Sydney, and halfway over the Pacific, the pilots turned on the fasten seatbelt lights.
But before people even had time to get back to their seats, the plane just dropped and everybody hit the floor or hit the roof.
Everyone's head in the plane who wasn't wearing a seatbelt just hit the roof like a jack in a box. It's pretty scary to see.
The pilot's diverting to Hawaii, 600 miles away. 5 doctors on board start treating the 37 injured. There were 284 people on board.
It was like a scene from a movie, like the worst possible scenario you can think of, where you see a movie where planes are about to crash. It was like that. It was just like people went whack straight up in the air, and then from there, the mask came down, people were screaming, kids were crying.
Charlie 9er will be engaged and medical personnel stand by.
Turbulence can hit with little or no warning. This is one of the most severe cases from just last month. A flight attendant picking up glasses over Europe when she and her cart are thrown to the ceiling. The airline says she was not injured. In the U.S., these turbulence events happen nearly 30 times a year, injuring more than 80 people. Word from Hawaii tonight that among those who were injured, some hurt seriously.
Got us out of a very traumatic experience, but I'm glad we're here anyway.
Of the 37 injured, Hawaiian officials are telling 30 of them were taken to the hospital, and 9 of them, their injuries were described as serious. David?
ABC's David Curley, our thanks to you tonight as well. And we turn now to the high-speed chase on the high seas. The U.S. Coast Guard and dramatic video tonight as they approached what they believed was a narco submarine. You can hear the Coast Guard there ordering them to stop. Tonight, the major discovery inside, and here's ABC's Pierre Thomas.
What you're looking at is a Coast Guard interdiction team in hot pursuit of suspected drug smugglers. A crew member screaming in Spanish, "Stop the boat." That boat on the run, a submarine-like vessel called a semi-submersible, designed to keep a low profile. It had been spotted by a Marine patrol aircraft hundreds of miles off the coast of the Ecuadorian-Colombian border in the Eastern Pacific.
That's gonna be hard to get on.
Waves thrashing, the Coast Guard crew draws closer, finally pulling alongside. A member of the team dressed in tactical gear boards the vessel, then pounding on the hatch, demanding that the smugglers surrender. Inside, the Coast Guard discovers 5 suspects and in excess of 17,000 pounds of cocaine, worth an estimated $232 million.
David, cocaine making a comeback in popularity. The same week that cocaine was confiscated in June, U.S. authorities discovered this ship in the Atlantic covering more than $1 billion worth of cocaine. And David, cocaine-related deaths have more than doubled in recent years, 10,000 fatally poisoned in 2016 alone.
Pierre Thomas tonight. Pierre, thank you. We turn next here this evening to the deadly outbreak in a retirement community. At least 2 patients have died, dozens more sickened, and tonight parts of that facility are now under quarantine. ABC's Kira Phillips is on the scene.
Tonight, a deadly outbreak in Virginia. 2 deaths and dozens of residents sickened by a respiratory illness here at the Green Spring Retirement Community.
For a respiratory outbreak to occur in July would certainly not be as likely as for it to occur during the winter.
In just the past 11 days, 54 people have become ill, symptoms ranging from a bad cough to pneumonia. No promising leads on how the sudden illness broke out, but in a statement from the retirement facility, it says it has taken all necessary measures to fully implement proven infection prevention and control strategies.
David, health officials are testing patient swabs, hoping to figure out what this virus or bacteria is. Meanwhile, sick residents have been quarantined to their rooms. New residents are not being admitted, and all staff are wearing masks and protective gloves until test results bring about answers. David?
Kira Phillips tonight. Kira, thank you. There is also a breaking headline from the White House tonight. President Trump now backing down on his demand that a citizenship question be added to the census. But what the president is now planning. Here's our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
After weeks of vowing to fight and win in the courts, today President Trump backed down, saying the census will not include the question, are you a U.S. citizen?
Far-left Democrats in our country are determined to conceal the number of illegal aliens in our midst.
Opponents of including the question argued millions of people, mostly minorities, would be reluctant to take the census if it included a citizenship question.
It is designed to intimidate families, particularly Hispanic families, from answering the basic questionnaire in the hope that they won't, and that they won't be counted.
That could have a profound impact since census numbers determine how many seats each state gets in the House of Representatives and how federal money is distributed. Recently, the Supreme Court blocked the question, Chief Justice John Roberts calling the administration's argument for including it contrived. And today, the White House acknowledged they wouldn't have been able to fight this in court and still get the census done on time. President Trump announced a Plan B.
I am hereby ordering every department and agency in the federal government to provide the Department of Commerce with all requested records regarding the number of citizens and non-citizens in our country.
Now the administration will use existing government data, including information from the IRS and Social Security Administration, to make an estimate of the number of citizens and non-citizens in the United States. That is a far cry from changing the U.S. Census questionnaire. David?
Jonathan Karl at the White House. John, our thanks to you. Meantime, John, as you know, the Trump administration plans to move ahead now with those sweeping raids by immigration and customs enforcement teams this weekend. Some 2,000 immigrants in 10 cities are reportedly targeted. And ABC's Matt Gupman is in Los Angeles, one of the cities expecting those raids.
Tonight, those possible ICE raids sowing fear across America. As reported by the New York Times, the roundups would target some 2,000 undocumented people on deportation lists. They'd reportedly begin Sunday in as many as 10 major American cities, about 3 weeks after President Trump warned this could happen. The result, near panic in some places. We are in Los Angeles, headed to the home of a woman in an undisclosed location who, like so many thousands, plans to go into hiding. Lillian, who asked that we not show her on camera, has been in the U.S. for over 20 years. She has 2 children who are U.S. citizens, but she and her partner are undocumented.
Are you afraid?
Yes, I a lot of scary because for immigration.
What frightens people like Lillian the most is ICE deporting undocumented people who happen to be near someone on a target list, like they did at this Texas workplace.
So this Sunday, do you plan to have the shades closed and extra food in the fridge?
Yes, of course, because I go yesterday on the market because for prepare.
She shows us the food and water she stocked, enough to last her for several days. Immigration groups fanning out, David, with cards like these advising folks that they are not legally bound to open their doors to ICE. Now, ICE officials unwilling to confirm to us that these raids will take place on Sunday, but they do tell us that about 2,000 people are on their target lists and will be deported, quote, soon. David.
Matt Gupman, our thanks to you tonight. And we are learning more this evening about that American mother, a U.S. scientist found murdered in Greece. Her body was dumped in an old World War II bunker. And tonight, investigators have now collected DNA from at least one person. Here's James Lohman.
New details tonight on the murder of 59-year-old American Suzanne Eaton, killed on the Greek island of Crete. Her body was dumped in this network of tunnels, a former Nazi bunker. Police now say she was dropped from above. An old wooden pallet covering the entrance has been taken away for further examination. Investigators revealing today that DNA has been collected from at least one suspect. An autopsy revealing she'd been asphyxiated.
The molecular biologist, seen here in this company video, was a mother of 2 living in Germany. She was visiting Greece for a conference.
Suzanne was an incredible athlete. She was a great runner and cyclist, and she has a black belt in Taekwondo.
Tonight, her colleagues are remembering an accomplished scientist and devoted friend.
She really made a huge impact with her research. Through her loving friendship, it really made me who I am.
David, search and rescue went on for a week, but police believe Eaton was killed not long after she went missing. David?
James Longman tonight. James, thank you. There is news tonight on Jeffrey Epstein, charged with sex trafficking. His attorneys have now proposed a set of bail conditions that they hope will allow him to get out of jail. Proposing Epstein serve home detention, be monitored electronically, and put up a bond secured in part by his $77 million Manhattan mansion. Prosecutors claim he's a flight risk and should remain locked up. A bail hearing is now set for Monday. And to your money tonight in the economy, and a new milestone this evening on Wall Street. The Dow closing above 27,000 for the first time, gaining 227 points today. Amid new signs the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates. The Dow is now up 16% for the year. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday.